I'm very excited because something I've been waiting for a few days now has arrived, and that is this parcel here from Two Together Studios, or should I say Together Studios, and inside this parcel is my copy of Illimat. I'm by no means the first backer to get this. I think, in fact, one of the last, but it doesn't look like anybody has put an unboxing onto YouTube, and I thought some people might be curious to see what's inside. So here we go. I ought to say while I'm undoing this parcel that it comes with some things that are extras that I paid for and some things that are backer exclusives that you can't buy. So I'll try and identify those in case anybody's looking at this with a view to buying a copy in retail or from Together Studios. So here we go. Here's the first thing we've got that are backer exclusives. You won't be able to get these or order these. These are 2 OCUS tokens that are especially for Kickstarter backers. A book and a little bird, which I'm very pleased with. This is going to be my OCUS token when I play this game. I love that little bird. I was very keen that we should do that, and I tried hard to persuade people. Anyway, let's put those to one side, and I'll show you something that you can order. So this is an extra that I asked for, and it is the Initiates pin for the Society of Luminaries, who are the mythical society, well now real society I guess, because it includes everybody who plays Illimat, but it's the made up historical society of Illimat players. And that's my initiate, which is the basic level of membership. You can raise higher, and there are pins available. This pin is definitely available in retail from Together Studios, and there are other pins that either will be available or already are, if you care to climb up the ranks of the Illimat Society of Luminaries. Let's put that to one side. I imagine this is paperwork, so let's take that out of the way. And here we have another couple of Kickstarter exclusives. So the Illimat basic game comes with 8 luminary cards, but Kickstarter's got an extra one which won't be available in retail, and that is the Audience. This card changes the rules of the game a little bit, and particularly with the Audience it means that the players all have to populate the fields of the game, but we'll talk about that perhaps in a little while. I'm just feeling this one card on its own. It feels like a very nicely produced tarot card, and you can see it's sort of tarot card sized, so I'm quite pleased with the feel of the quality there. And this book again is another Kickstarter exclusive called Variants and Apocrypha. It's got some of the made up history of the game, and it's got some made up facts that may or may not be true. I think most of them aren't, but it kind of creates a fabulous history. Look, there's Napoleon, obviously an Illimat player in the past, because it takes incisive intelligence and a, shall we say, all-conquering attitude to play this game well. So it tells us the history of this game, which was invented only last year, in fact, in real life, but that's fun. And it also has some different rules to play, so Team Illimat and some alternative solitaire, some alternative rules that those of us who are initiates into the society might want to try out. And then we've got the game itself. It's a very small, compact box, just as I was expecting. That's great, because this box is actually one of the components of the game. It's wrapped in nice cellophane, so I'm just going to take a knife to that and unwrap it. It's also got a lovely sleeve, which I've heard some people say is quite difficult to get off the box, but my one is very easy to take off. And then you can see once the sleeve is off, there is very little print on the box, no descriptive games. So this sleeve is what tells you what it is. But this box is in itself part of the game. Let's open up. I'm going to clear a bit of space here so that we can show you the components as though playing. Let's open up the game. Oh, nice tight lid. Very nicely produced, robust box. That's lovely to feel. That's the lid. These are the rules. There's a nice bag for keeping your stuff in. These are your scoring markers. And these are the standard set of Ocus tokens that you get. Let's just pull those out since I showed you the other ones. So we have a chess pawn, we have a beautiful little sailing boat that for those of us who had kids when In the Night Garden was on television, and it reminds me of the In the Night Garden boat. I notice it doesn't have a flat bottom, it's got a proper keel, so when played it's always going to be on one side or the other. There's a bathtub. Now the original designs for this had a lovely shower stand. I didn't think that was going to make the final cut because I thought that might be too fragile, and obviously so did they in the end. And a fabulous bear's tooth. Look at that, lovely. So move those to one side. Inside we have really nicely folded, I bet I'll never get it this small again, we have the Illimat board itself, which isn't a board, it's fabric. This is printed on the reverse, or we're seeing the reverse of the print. Let me pull that out. So this is the board. It's a nice feel. It's machine hemmed in a sort of binding as opposed to actually hemmed. It feels a little bit like it's been waxed. I think it's part of the printing texture. It's quite a thin cotton, I reckon cotton and synthetic mix of some description. Anyway, that's very nice. You might notice some interesting symbols. These mean, well, in the basic game they mean absolutely nothing. Maybe in the variants and apocrypha we find out that they have other uses. And the idea is that you place the bottom of the box with the important seasonal variants in the centre there, and the arrow points all the time towards the dealer, and since I'm the only person here I'll have to be the dealer. And what I'm dealing are these cards. Again, they're nicely wrapped up, so give me a bit of work with a penknife. There we go. There we go, nicely produced, very well produced box. If you remember my Coriolis unboxing, that box had actually collapsed in the post, so this is a far firmer box. There's some handy scoring cards here, and there's enough for everybody. Each of the players have a little set of the rules and scoring on the back. That's nice. Then these are the backs of the cards, and I've got to say they feel gorgeous. A nice sort of linear feel to them, like high quality playing cards. Lovely print there. So these are the 5th suit of cards, the stars, and that star is, as you can see, in a metallic silvery ink. I hope you can see. And this is the Fool of stars. The Fool, like an ace in many games, can be a 1 or, in this game, a 14. So I'm imagining here that these probably are the star suits. Let's have a look at these. You only play the star... Oh no, they're not. No, they're numbered. They're in order. So we've got the... Let me just show you all 5 of the fools. You've got 5 suits in this game. You only play with 5 suits. You only include the fools when you've got 4 players. So as you can see, each of these fools is different and represents the season that they cover. The fall of spring, the fall of summer, the fall of autumn, the fall of winter. I've got to say, as an Englishman, I very much like the American designers of this game using the archaic autumn that we still use all the time in this country. And you've got number cards as well, going all the way through. All the way through 5 suits, 10 numbers, until you get to what in a normal pack of cards would be the jacks, but here they are the knights, and then there's a knight of stars here, then the queens, and the kings. So I won't get into a description of how the game plays. I might do that later, but you can go to the Illimat website if you want to see their obviously more thought through and less hesitant version of how the game plays. But I can tell you, speaking as a backer, I am very pleased with what's been delivered today. Let's just put some of those on display so that you can see the fabulous things that come in the game. I'm just missing, there's the bathtub. So that's what comes in the basic set, and let's include the rules as well, and a handy bag to keep your... Oh, we haven't discussed the luminaries. These are the luminary cards. These are the 8 luminaries that you get as part of the basic set, and they are the newborn, the river, the rake, come back to the rake, the union, the forest queen, the children, the maiden, and the changeling. You deal 4 cards, 1 into each corner of the board, and during play those cards can be turned over, and they change the rules of the game when they're turned over, and they last until somebody clears the field of other cards. But I wasn't going to tell you about the rules. I will just tell you a little bit about the rake though, because this is inspired by the Rake song, which is my favourite song on the album that inspired the whole game, The Decemberists, The Hazards of Love. And that's where I'll finish.